Julio. First of all, I read a couple of your interviews when you said you weren't familiar with Anderson Silva because he's older, he's doing not boxing but MMA. Since then, did you have a chance to watch a couple of his fights?
I don't remember see any of these fights live. So I see videos right now, YouTube or some highlights, but different times. I think I remember I hear his name. When he with UFC star. I remember, of course. Uh, but no, not too much. It's now on my time, but still, it's a great athlete, great UFC fighter, and now I want to see if he's a great boxer.
Yeah, because this is interesting because I had a chance to speak with a couple of MMA fighters. Some of them even gave the interviews, and they said that if somebody can do well in a boxing ring, not many of them from MMA can do it, but Anderson Silva is one of those guys who can
Yes.
actually do a good job in a boxing ring. Why do you think they have this feeling that he can do well against you?
I speak this with my trainers and with my people here. Then he's not a regular UFC fighter in boxing. He's a boxing a boxing fighter. Then maybe doing better in the UFC. So, but still learn boxing. So a guy then he improves a new punch. He knows the punches he need to throw. He need to move. So he's a boxer, but he's
Yeah.
in his paper. And the paper is he don't have too much experience. Fighters fighting a boxers. So that's maybe important.
Yeah, it should be important because with you've been world champion in a couple of different weight classes. You've been around boxing all the time, and you said it. I don't think so. He can compete with me for 8 rounds. You said maybe he can compete for a couple of rounds, 2, 3 rounds, maybe 4, but then it's a completely different game.
Um, you know, I never. You never know what can happen in the ring. But for uh, nor, he's normal after 3, 4 rounds, like McGregor when you fight Mayweather. It still it slow down after 4 rounds because he's he's not comfortable in that round. So that may make for me better. After 3 or 4 rounds, maybe mentally or physical feel different because it's not the same training boxing than fighting boxing in a good level.
And he is 11 years older than you are. And we all know the boxing is a young man's game, always was, and always probably will be. So, question for you, because you mentioned McGregor versus Floyd. We saw the fight last Sunday, Mayweather versus the YouTuber. But your fight versus Anderson Silva, it's a real fight. It's not make believe. It's a real fight. You're gonna go there to knock him out, correct?
He's a real guy. It's a real fight because it's 8 rounds, 181 pounds. So his weight, natural weight. So that's his advantage for him. So we'll try to make the fight more competitive. So it's 8 rounds, and that's is better for him. So that's a real fight. Real fight. and I think a very competitive fight because he's not boxing and he's a great athlete. He know jiu-jitsu. I don't know. He can come with clinch or some strategies, and that's because he knows. So I don't compete at all. You know, I'm training like to fight the best. So the people see a great fight.
So if you're training, and I know you do train with your dad in Guadalajara, you're getting everything possible to do it. So I'm gonna ask you point blank, if you can knock him out in the first 30 seconds, or first round, you see opening, you see that his defense is not there. Would you knock him out, or would you like to
Of
fight to
course,
take more
I want to
time?
knock him out in the. Oh, I want to knock him out in the first second of the fight. You know, because you take less punches. You know, I love to make a great action fight for the people, but it's the time coming for the knockout. I need to look for the knockout right away.
Right away. You also mentioned,
Right away.
yeah, okay. So, you know what, Julio, I think that the people actually want this because people want 100% from both sides. People don't want to just like, oh, those guys like each other. This is pay-per-view. Maybe they want to do 8 rounds. How I'm a boxing man. So for me, if you have a chance to get rid of the guy, you get rid of the guy. You don't wait for anything because weird thing can happen.
Yes. So more in this particular fights, because when you start in boxing, you cannot work on some guys, and fighting because you get experience. But in that kind of fights, at that level, and this competition with all this experience in UFC and jiu-jitsu in boxing. So he's a I think a tough guy, and a little maybe difficult tough guy. So I wanna look for the knockout. I know he is not a better boxer than me for a reason because he boxed less. So for 45 years, he's a little old, for boxing, but he is Marquez knockout Pacquiao at 42. So I don't
Good
want to
point.
confidence in his age, but I still want to work to the body for breaking down because age affect more the legs, So I'm trying to work and the things.
Anderson Silva, you're absolutely right. Anderson Silva was MMA legend. I followed him for many years, following MMA. Absolute legend. He was like, let's say, like your dad, or like Roy Jones Jr., maybe even more when he was in his prime in MMA. So he absolute legend. Spider, his nickname. He can do absolutely everything. But my question is, you mentioned the weight. It's his natural weight. Obviously, this is the weight he fought in MMA. But you also mentioned that who knows? Maybe during the day of the fight or the hour of the fight, you guys want to be heavyweight. This is a question for you. Do you want to
Maybe.
be? Do you want to be a heavyweight, Julio? Because I
No,
don't
I
think so.
wanna
This is the
be.
best for you.
I make it 190, 193 for no more than that. You know, and more when you don't have problem for my weight, so
Yeah.
you up less. So I don't know him because he's a big guy too. Maybe 190, 200, but it's like a heavyweight fight. So I need to take like I stay focused all the time because it's different kind of punches. It's a heavyweight.
And some people are saying that it's actually tough to fight someone who is not the trained boxer because he does the things the unorthodox way. He punches the weird way. I mean, you know what I mean by weird. It's not, he's not trained to be a fighter. He knows how to throw the punch, but can he defend? Can he slip? Can he punch you back? You don't know this. So this is the question of unknown. You're probably gonna need a couple of rounds to just find out what the Anderson Silva is about.
More than find out, because you have the experience, then you never try to find out other guy, because he can take advantage of that situation. So I try to demonstrate him and other people that I am the fighter. So I wanna control the ring, all the space in the ring. So that's the most important thing. The first 1, 2, 3 rounds, you need to clarify who is the fighter and who is not a fighter. So that's my job.
Julio, the last question. I know you also, outside of fighting the MMA star, you still hope you can do a lot in the regular boxing. So losing to Anderson Silva is basically game over for you as a boxer. How I see it. Maybe you see it differently, but you know, if you lose to him, why would you say, I want to fight Canelo? I heard you saying, I want to fight Canelo. I want to fight the best. So you still think you can be a great boxer, correct?
I still have the same qualities, so I have more experience, and I train harder because I'm constantly in the gym. So I'm in weight, little things that I never put attention. So now put attention in that point, because I'm young but not too young, you know. So I need to do my best in the gym.
I understand. Thank you very much. All the best. Let the best man win.